today, we're really going to unpack the regulatory scramble that happened back in 2024 and 2025.
Exactly. We're looking at how the government and the tech industry reacted to what they saw as this huge existential threat from AI deepfakes in the U.S. election.
And the whole thing really ignited with a specific flashpoint, didn't it? That robocall in New Hampshire.
Yeah, the one with the AI voice that sounded like President Biden. Thousands of voters got this call telling them to, keep their votes for the general election.
Such a low-tech thing, really, but it became this massive symbolic moment.
It did. The FCC, they moved almost immediately. They declared AI voices and robocalls illegal, full stop. Called it an illegal attempt to suppress voters.
But here's the paradox, right? All the sources point out that the big AI apocalypse everyone was worried about, it never really happened.
Not in the way people expected. The misinformation we saw was mostly the traditional stuff, claims about voting machines, that kind of thing.
Which brings us to what many experts say is the actual threat. It's not the fakes themselves, but something called the liar's dividend.
Yes. The liar's dividend is the idea that any public figure can now dismiss real damaging audio or video by just claiming, oh, that's a deepfake. It erodes trust in everything.
Okay, so if the threat felt that urgent, how did the FCC move so incredibly fast? Congress didn't pass some new AI law overnight.
No, they didn't wait for one.
Yeah.
They got creative and used what they already had. They issued what's called a declaratory ruling.
And that means?
It means they took a law from, 1991, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, the TCPA, and they just ruled that an AI-generated voice already fits the existing definition of an artificial or pre-recorded voice.
So it's like legal duct tape. They just patched an old law to cover a totally new problem.
It's a powerful short-term fix. And they sent a message with that proposed $6 million fine against the guy behind the New Hampshire call.
But they're already shifting gears, right? It's not just about banning things anymore.
Right. Their next move was a proposed rulemaking. That's a signal they want to move from an outright ban towards transparency, basically forcing campaigns to disclose AI use in broadcast ads.
While the government was doing that, the tech industry was building its own solution. This C2PA thing, the Content Authenticity and Provenance Coalition.
Yes, a huge industry effort. Adobe, Meta, Google, all of them. Think of it like a cryptographic nutrition label for digital content.
The idea isn't to detect fakes, it's to verify what's real.
Precisely. It's a paradigm shift. The goal is to make content sort of guilty until proven innocent if it doesn't have that C2PA passport.
Sounds great in theory, but the sources say it's not a silver bullet. Why is this approach so fragile?
Well, there are three really critical vulnerabilities. First is stripping.
Meaning you can just remove the watermark?
Yeah, with common open source tools like Exiftool. That's easy. Then there's forging.
You can create a fake watermark.
Exactly. You can make a deep fake and falsely attribute it to a trusted news source. And maybe the most obvious problem is voluntary.
The bad actors just aren't going to use it.
They're never going to use it.
Which I guess leads us to the biggest wall regulators hit on this, the First Amendment. States tried to get ahead of this, right? California, Minnesota?
They did. They tried to pass laws banning materially deceptive political deepfakes right before an election. Federal judges struck them down immediately. They ruled that trying to regulate the truth of political speech is unconstitutional.
But there was one law that actually worked, the Federal Take It Down Act. Why did that one succeed?
Because it was incredibly specific. It only targeted unprotected speech, specifically non-consensual intimate images, or NCII.
So it focused on a specific recognizable harm, not on abstract political truth.
That's the key. Harm, like sexual exploitation, is something the law can regulate. Abstract truth, almost impossible.
So after all this, the takeaway seems to be that there is no single balance point. We're just in a permanent layered arms race between the tech, the law, and the platforms.
We are. And that brings us to the final, really deep paradox that you need to mull over. The very tech solution we just discussed, C2PA. It might pose its own long-term threat to free speech.
Wait, how can a tool that's designed to prove what's true undermine free speech?
Well, think about a future where C2PA is everywhere. All verified content has a digital watermark. What does that mean for content that lacks one?
It's automatically presumed to be fake.
Exactly. Whether it's from a bad actor or, this is the crucial part, an anonymous whistleblower or a journalist protecting a source. That lack of a digital passport fundamentally threatens the ability to speak anonymously,
Right.
which is a core protection under the First Amendment. It forces authenticity and anonymity into direct conflict.